Hi all, welcome back to Solidworks, and in this tutorial I am going to be taking you through how to model this example here. The idea of this is sort of getting you ready if you're looking at moving towards your CSWA or CSWP. These are the types of models that you might be given within that process. So if you are looking at moving into that or having a go at doing one of them qualifications, these could help you out. So let's get going with this in a second. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you enjoy the content, please give us a thumbs up. Right, let's dive in. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is pick a plane to start on, and I'm going to start on the right plane here, and I'm going to sketch on that plane. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is create a sort of a line process for the shape of this component. So I'm just going to get this bottom shape first, and this distance across the bottom here on the flat is 140 going across, and this section here between here comes up at 60 degrees and is 90 degrees long. 90 millimeters long, sorry, like so. Now there is the section at the top that comes up at 90 degrees to this, but that is thinner than these two. So the first thing I'm going to do is extrude these two, and these have a thickness of 19, so I'm going to apply that thickness. Now at the moment I'm using the thin feature option here, so I've just used the lines, and I'm using the thin feature. So the first direction gives me my thickness of my material. That's coming out. I want it to go inwards, so I'm just going to flip the direction on that. Oops, sorry, there we go. So the thickness across, sorry, is not 19, it's 64 all the way across. And then my thin feature gives me my depth, so how far down it goes. So I'm going to flip that because I want it to be this side of my line, and I want that one to be 19, so there we go. And that gives us that shape there. If I tick that, I can then go to this top section here and add on material to this top section. I'm going to do the same process. So I'm just going to come onto the side there so we can see it from the side view better. Still modelling on that right plane, I'm going to sketch another line. I'm going to start in this bottom corner, and I'm going to come up this way, like so. Now I need to check that that's at 90 degrees. So it is there, across at 90. And I also want to get the length of that, which in this case, going up at an angle, across there, our length is going to be 51 plus the radius of the circle at the top, which is 32. So it's going to be 83 long. So 83 long. And again, I'm going to follow the same process. I'm going to go to Features, Extrude. Now, this time rather than being 19, this one is, sorry, rather than being 19, it's 18. Let's put the distance in there, it's still 64. And then my depth there is 18. So, and once I've got them two in, so 64 for the distance across, I need to make sure we've set that up properly. It's not blind, it should be midpoint going across. And then I also want to have that 18 coming down there. So tick, make sure all that's correct. Okay, so the next part then is this top section here is a rounded off end. So let's go to the fillet tool. I'm going to go to the full round fillet. I'm going to select these three sides, or these three faces. and that will preview there the rounding off between them three. So between the three faces that I've selected, it will round off the edge to suit, which means it will give me a perfect radius there, which would be a radius of the 64, so that would give me a radius related to the distance across there of 64, so 32. Okay, so I've got that shape in place now. What I want to do now is take some cutouts on here. So I'm going to sketch on this face here. Go to sketch, open up a sketch on there, and I'm going to turn some normal to this face. So if I hold Control and click 8, it will make me normal to that face. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is down that face, put a centre line, and then I am going to sketch across here, profile for the base. Now this is going to get cut all the way down through the section, and it is going to be from this outside edge to there, 11 in, and the distance from there to there is going to be 42. Okay, I do know, however, the angles on these, so I can set the angle. Now, my angle there is going to be 60, and my angle here for this line as well is also going to be 60. The last part I need to know is just the distance out of this line, and that is 6 mil. So from there to there is going to be 6 mil. And that pulls that into shape now. Okay, so once we've got that in, what we can now do as well is take this centre line. So I'm just going to come out of the dimension tool, click on that centre line there, and I'm going to offset that either way. Now it should be a 22 milli gap between the two, so make sure I've got bidirectional, so it's going both ways. I'm going to change this 10 to 11, giving me 11 each side, which gives me the 22 gap. Just to make sure that I can fill a profile in here, I'm going to take this top curvature here, I'm just going to convert just that top curvature there, and I'm just going to convert that to an entity to create the sketch across the top there. Okay. I also want to put some circles in here. So my first circle is going to be 32 diameter. So 32 for that one. And my second circle in the centre here is going to be 19. Okay, so I'm just getting that whole sketch together before I start to do anything. If I go to Features, and I'm going to go to Cut. Now it can't pick up on anything specifically, so I'm going to have to select Contours down at the bottom. If that's closed off, just drop that down and you'll get that option there. So I'm going to select Contours, and I'm going to start off with this bottom section here. Okay, and I'm going to take that through all, straight down to the bottom. Tick there, and I get that cut out of the bottom, like so. Now if I click anywhere on my screen, my sketch goes. So if I just come back over to this extrude that I've created this cut, drop that down, click on the sketch, and I get it back. So now I can do another cut extrude related to that sketch, as long as I've highlighted it. Now my next process is to cut these down 6 mil. So let's cut them down 6 mil, like so. Now I've still got that sketch that I can work from, so I'm going to go back to that sketch and I'm going to start cutting through them circles as well. So my next one is this bigger circle, so again, click on the sketch, cut extrude, and I'm going to get rid of this bigger circle now, and that's going to go 9 down. And then the last part, continuing to use that sketch, cut extrude, and I'm just doing this smaller circle in the centre, and I'm going to go up to surface, spin that around, and click on the surface there. And then I know it's going to go all the way through. And now I've got that profile on the top. So I've got that cutout and the 2 circle cutouts, and this going all the way down through the side here. Okay, last part to this section is to do the 2 circles on this side, and then I can start working on this top bit over here. So on this, I'm going to work on this outside face. I'm going to sketch on there. I'm going to put some centre line in, and I'm going to work. If I turn that so it's a normal 2, so Control and 8 does that. I'm going to put a centre line in from that point to that point there. Okay, now I have 2 circles here, and these 2 circles are going to be based from this top surface. So let's drop these circles in on my centre line. 1 and 2. Now my first circle here is going to be 28 milled out. So from that top line there to that circle, I want to go down 28. And my second one from that first circle to the second one is going to be 29. Like so. So with them 2 in place, I can now give them a diameter. So click on the circle with the diameter tool, and I want that diameter to be, for each circle, 13 degrees. 13 diameter, sorry. So 13 for that one. Rather than redimension it, let's click one, hold Control, click the other, and we can make them equal to each other. Like so. Now, once we've got them, I'm just going to cut them through. So features, cut, and I want to go up to surface, and I want to go up to this surface here, and having them 2 holes through there, and tick. Lovely. Okay, now I've got that side completed. I want to finish off with this back end here. So I'm going to come to this back face here. I'm going to offset a plane for the centre of where this extrude is going to be here. So reference, plane. I'm going to flip the direction because I want it to go the other way. Now the distance that I'm going to put into here is going to be related to how far along this is. So I'm going to do a little quick calculation. So I've got 19 plus 19 plus 29 there. If I hit enter on that, that'll give me a distance across. Now that is going to be to the far edge, so I want to divide that by 2 to get the centre, and then that is the centre of the section I'm going to extrude up, and it's offset in from this edge by 14. So if I add 14 to that, and I will get the exact position of where I want my model to be. So 47.5 in. Tick there, and I can start sketching on that plane. So go to sketch, open a sketch, and if I go Control and 8, it moves me normal to that face, and I can sketch on that face now. So centre line from here up. Now this centre line is offset from the bottom of my model up to the top there, and that is going to be 51 high. I'm then going to put a circle at the top of that, and that circle is going to be a diameter of 38. Okay, and it has a hole going through it, so I'm going to put that other circle in for the hole now, and that hole size is going to be 19, like so. Okay, so once I've got that in place, again, just so I can see it from the end, and I'm just going to close this sketch off. So I'm going to draw a line down, across, till it picks up on that edge, and up to the edge there, like so. That just closes off that sketch. Now, with that, I'm going to go to extrude, and I'm going to extrude this out. So I'm going to extrude the bottom first, and I'm going to take that mid-plane, and I want it to be 61 wide. So I'll change that from 9 to 61, and I'll get that in place there like so. Now that just gives me that bottom section. The circles extrude out a little bit further. So I'm going to go to this feature, click on the sketch again, and I'm going to do another extrude based around this circle profile. I still want it to be mid-plane, but rather than it going 61, it needs to go 67, which brings it out just past the edges of that section there, like so. Okay, so that's not a complete shape. We need to take out a cutout through the centre. So I'm going to sketch on that side profile. Click the sketch button. Again, Control and 8. So it turns me normal to that face. And I'm going to use a corner rectangle. And I'm going to put this into here, like so. Now I know that the distance from this edge to this edge is 19. I want this top corner to have a relationship to that top line, and I need it to be 29 along. And it's going to be offset as well, so from this line here to the bottom, it's going to go down 25. So it's not actually going to hit the bottom, it's going to be offset from the bottom here. So there is going to be a step in there. Once I've got that shape in place, I'm going to go to Features, Cut, and I can just select through all. Tick there, and I'll get that cut out through the centre, like so. Now what that leaves me with is just doing some fillets to finish this off. So I've got 2 fillets to do. So fillet, I want to use the standard fillet, and I want it to be, for the first one, 6 milli. And I want to select everything that's a 6 milli radius, which are these 2 back corners, this angle here and this angle here. Oh, not that face. That angle there. There we go. Lovely. Okay, so I'm just going to finish off then with the final fillet. So fillet now drops from 6 mil to go to 3 mil. And to complete this, I'm just going to select that top face. Give me a full preview. And I'm going to select that face and that face. And that gives me everything that I need for my 3 milli fillet. Tick there. And I've got my full shape modelled with my fillets in place. Now I'm just going to hide this plane, don't want that on there. And I am going to finally finish off by adding a appearance. So if I right click on here, come to my appearances, my body here, and the appearance that I'm going to use is going to be this red, just to give it a colour so it's not all plain and boring. Click on my model, and we are left here with our final finished article. Now, I hope that tutorial helped you. That's going to be our finished model there for today. Please, if you have any comments or any questions, please put them in the comment box. If you enjoyed this tutorial, give us a big thumbs up. Hopefully you've learnt a bit there from using that fin feature on the sketch and modelling a bit more using the mid-plane tool. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.